All right, so today started free agency for the NBA, and I mean, the Warriors made a couple little tiny moves. I think a lot of people, myself included, were frustrated that they really didn't go for the bigger guys. I mean, Nicholas Batum, I know, is on their radar, and that didn't work out. And there's been other guys kind of thrown around, and they just didn't really go for many bigger stars. And I mean, yeah, they had a few transactions that who knows will impact the team. I don't know, we'll see. But I just think, the Warriors kind of need to make a splash with these next couple of days. So the first one actually was a loss. Let's go over the loss first. They lost Kent Bazemore to the Lakers, and I mean, big deal, right? This guy had a couple good games. I guess against Miami Heat, that one that we won in overtime last season was pretty good for Bazemore. But I mean, he wasn't super good for us. He definitely lost us a couple key games, and I mean, I liked Bazemore as a player. He was on the Warriors before, and this is his second stint with them. But I just didn't really think he was that big with the team, and I think he's definitely trying to win a ring. He's a veteran for sure. So maybe going to a team like the Lakers will help him achieve that dream of winning a ring. I don't really care personally. But yeah, that was the loss for the Warriors. Now let's get to the gains. This one had, pretty big media attention, just considering that it was a pretty good bargain for what the Warriors were able to get. They got Otto Porter Jr. For the minimum salary. So, pretty good for value. That was good. Otto Porter is one of those guys, I've heard the name before, but I really don't know much about him. I know he's a veteran. He's been in the NBA since the 2013-14 season, where he started with Washington. He's been on 3 different teams, including the Wizards, like I said, the Bulls, and the Magic, and now the Warriors. So he's spent 6 seasons with Washington. But yeah, last season with the Orlando Magic, he averaged just under 10 points, 9.7 points per game in 28 games played. So not even half the season. Maybe there's more room to grow with, full season and hopefully time more on the court for him. In his career, he's averaged about 11 points per game. So he stayed pretty consistent, but he's not, a superstar. He's not going to lead the team, but he's a good role player. And I think, with a guy like Curry, I think he'll be able to, share the ball, hopefully, and, produce good games. And I'm happy with it. For the league minimum, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll take him. I wouldn't pay high amount of money for this guy, but it's, it's a pretty good salary. So yeah, that was a gain, and this was kind of a gain in the sense that it's a rookie, but it's a signing. So the Warriors signed University of California, Santa Barbara guard McLaughlin, and he's probably going to play for the Santa Cruz Warriors, but I've heard a lot of good things about this guy. Jaquori McLaughlin, he signed with the Warriors. He's undrafted, obviously, so I think has got a chance maybe to, impress the Warriors in the G League, maybe the Summer League, and kind of show that, he's fit for the team. He might play with Kuminga and Moody, the other 2 rookies in the G League or something, and I think, or Summer League, and I think that's good. I think, signing a guy from UC Santa Barbara, a team that, when kind of under the radar. I mean, they were pretty good, but they were in March Madness, but not one of those big top teams. But I think, this is a good signing. He was named Big West Player of the Year, which definitely puts him high up where, on my list of undrafted guys that we'd probably go after. He scored 22 points in their win over UC Irvine at the Big West Tournament Championship game. So, pretty notable. And I've heard good things about him. I'm not a huge college basketball fanatic, so I don't know that much about him, but good signing, I guess, and he's got a lot to prove. I think the sky's the limit. But yeah, so there's kind of been 3 main things that happened today. Obviously, Bazemore going to the Lakers. We got Otto Porter Jr. and then McLaughlin. But obviously, I think there's a lot more to come. The Warriors, don't have that much money to spend because of the whole luxury tax situation. But it is expected that Curry will sign his Supermax, so that is good. But that hasn't been finalized yet. It just came out today. It's probably going to be around $260 million in 4 years, I bet. So that should be pretty interesting. But I've heard Andre Iguodala, and I did hear Nicholas Batum. Unfortunately, that won't be happening now as he re-signed with the Clippers. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. Free agency day 1, and yeah, see you guys later. Go Warriors.